Hello and welcome into Hibriten High School, the site for tonight's Friday night football matchup. And it's a battle of the unbeatens tonight as the Ashe County Huskies made the trip down the mountain to Lenoir to face the Panthers. Tyler Ashe alongside Nathan Ham. Proud to bring you the action here on the Sky Zone HD Game of the Week. This game, of course, brought to you by Miller Insurance in downtown West Jefferson as the teams approach midfield for the coin toss. Nate should be in for an entertaining matchup, but the Huskies definitely, despite that undefeated record, coming in as the underdogs in this matchup.
They are, but you'll see a lot of athletes on both sides of the field, and I think we match up pretty well with them. Hibriten struggles with pass defense quite a bit, but they've got us kind of up against the wall themselves. They really run the ball well, and so far this year we've struggled to defend the run.
And as you can see there, number 75, the big guy, the captain Mitten, a big part of that. Number 75, as we mentioned there, listed on the roster at 6'4", 363. And, man, that's quite a force there to run behind there and makes it much easier for these guys to get some room out of the backfield. Yeah,
their coach really echoed how important their offensive line play is. With a team that runs the ball as much as they do, they really have to have a good, strong performance from that big offensive line.
And Hibriten did win the coin toss, and they have elected to receive, so they will start out on offense. And Ashe County coming in here, as we mentioned, 3-0. Captains for them, of course, quarterback Connor Bowers, Brandon Blevins, number 77, Jason Baker, and number 53, Nathaniel Johnson. And last week, Nate, the Huskies coming up with a nice 19-3 victory. While we have a minute, we'll go to the highlight reel and take a look at some of the best moments from last week's victory for the Ashe County Huskies. Yard line to start this drive. Bowers dropping back, looking deep, picking up those yardage quickly. And great job not only making the catch, but hanging on through the contact with Jacob Blevins. He's looked good on this drive. Now going to the near side of the corner, and did he get it before it hit the turf? He did. Touchdown, Ashe County Huskies. Jacob Blevins making a fine catch on the little out route. Bowers quickly working again. Shotgun snap, steps up strong, makes a great throw downfield. Wide open is Jacob Worley, and he'll turn it up the field and gets it all the way down about the 21-yard line. The Huskies quickly threatening on this drive to open up the second half. Bowers in the gun, going 4 wide as they like to do, throwing across the middle, and great job finding his man, extending out there. Jacob Blevins, and another touchdown, put up 6 more for this Ashe County team. And looking to keep pinning Reynolds further and further behind in this one. Another screen play to the outside. Sullivan shakes the defender off, though, takes it up the field. He's got room up the sideline, shrugs another one off, and he's dropping them left and right like a bad habit, and Sky Sullivan takes it in for an Ashe County Husky touchdown. After another big-time loss, Lang going to drop back and fire this one deep down the field, going across the middle. Ball is bounced around, and it's intercepted. And turning it back up the field now, coming the other way, we see Zach Uten. And he is finally met, but not before he gets the interception and out to about the 17, 18-yard line. And another big-time play from this Husky defense. It's now a big third down and goal situation. Lang going to roll out to the near side, throwing down the middle, and this one is intercepted. The Husky defense, Hunter Barnes coming away with a big pick, and that's going to just about wrap things up here for this ball game.
Yeah, that should put the finishing touches on Ashe's 3rd win of the season.
So as we saw there, Nate, in the highlight reel from last week, plenty of things to take away, positive moments to take away from that game for the Huskies on both offense and defense.
We played pretty well defensively, and, credit goes out to Reynolds. They really played a strong defensive game against our passing attack. Really limited the chances we have. But as you said, the Huskies have a whole lot to take away. Reynolds had several good athletes, and we really shut that offense down, especially in the second half.
Yeah, and you talk about it always for this Husky team. Plenty of guys filling up the stat sheets as we see Connor Bowers, despite the nice defensive effort by the Reynolds Demons, still able to pass for just under 300 yards. As we see 299, also 3 touchdown passes, 5 on the ground. Sky Sullivan, we talk about these sophomores stepping up for this season. Both he and Tristan Jones both had big-time games.
Absolutely. When your young players step up like that, that makes everybody want to play a little bit better. The senior players, they don't want to be outclassed by younger kids, so they're going to play even better. And so far, the whole team has really just put it together this season.
And the Panthers, of course, coming in at 3-0 on the season as we see them take the field carrying the American flag. And Huskies lined up getting ready to kick this one away in just a moment. And we should be in for a great matchup here, too. Very athletic teams. Of course, these two teams met up last year and wasn't the most competitive of games. Hibriten came up with a big 39-6 victory. What do you expect from the Huskies here tonight to try to turn things around and at least make it a competitive game?
It'll be much closer than it was last year simply because Ashe has the athletes to play with them this year. Hibriten did lose a couple of really good skill players, but they also bring back quite a few players from last year's team as well. But this year's Husky team definitely a little faster, a little quicker than last year's squad.
We look down some of the guys to watch out for this Hibriten team. For those of you tuning in here, may not be too sure. Be on the lookout definitely for number 35, DeVell Maxwell, and also number 27, Deshaun Daniels, just to name a couple.
Yeah, those are their two returning leading rushers from last season, and they have really answered the bell this year when the Panthers have went to the ground game.
And Richardson boots this one deep downfield, and we are underway. We'll be fielded about the 5-yard line. Bringing it back now, cutting up the middle, has some blockers up ahead, cutting it across midfield. Richardson's not going to catch him, and there's one of the men to watch, Tyshawn Daniels, 10, 5, and give him 6. Hibriten strikes early in this ball game, a 95-yard kickoff return for a touchdown.
You know, the Huskies did not want to see anything like that happen, but Hibriten using that speed right there, Daniels just cuts through the blocks and went in untouched.
Deshaun Daniels taking it the distance, 95 yards. And like you said, man, quick 6 points on the board, looking to tack on one more here to make it a full touchdown. I tell you what, Hibriten, they look ready for this game.
They do. Our special teams right there probably a little shell-shocked. Hopefully they'll get that fixed.
As the snap comes back, and they're just going to have to sit on this one. So a bad snap, maybe partially due to the wet conditions down here. Not much rainfall yet, but we are expecting some heavy rainfall to occur sometime during this game before it is over with. So there we see on screen a very nice drive to start off this ball game. Just takes not even really an official play, just a kickoff return, 95 yards for a touchdown by Deshaun Daniels, and making his imprint early in this ball game.
Absolutely great speed, just good vision there running through his blocks. And as I was saying earlier, hopefully that Husky special teams kind of calms down after this, go to the sideline, regroup a little bit, and get ready to continue this ball game.
And one thing Ashe has done well this season is respond in moments of adversity, especially on offense. We know during that Watauga game, late, you get down by a score, and they're able to march right back down the field and answer. So, you know, Coach Hampton and this offense, they're going to be looking to do the same as we'll see this Husky team get ready, or they're lined up to return this one.
Kicking off your Panthers, number 10, Trey Ellis.
And kicking off, number 10, Trey Ellis. He's also the quarterback for this Panther offense. Short kick, trying to avoid getting the big return. Bradley Lucas fields about the 27. He has some room up the far sideline, still on his feet, knocked down, refusing to go down, however, and carries a few defenders with him. He's going to get it all the way down inside the 45-yard line of Hibriten, so some great field position to start off the drive for this Husky offense.
Strong return there by one of the up men. Lucas was not going to go down.
And there we talk about it every game, making his way on the field, leading this potent Husky offense. Connor Bowers, the senior quarterback, number 14, as we see, already close to that 1,000 mark in passing this year. You know, he threw for 1,500 last year, very solid season, but 12 touchdowns, already has 11 this year. He's going to be looking to add on more to that total this game. Quickly going to the air, finds his man, Owen, and boy, he shakes off one man, cutting it to the far side of the field and takes it all the way down to the 21-yard line. How about that for the first play for the Huskies?
Absolutely. First 2 or 3 plays of this game looks like it could be a track meet all night long.
Nice catch there by Evan Owen. Gets it down almost into red zone territory, so the Huskies looking good to start off this drive. Bowers in the gun. With this 4-wide set we see them use often, he's going to tuck and run this time and going to pick up about 3 or 4 on the ground. Didn't see anything downfield. Not a bad idea there just to pick up a few.
Smart play. Didn't want to force a throw in there and risk turning the ball over, especially after Hibriten already fired the early bullets here, got a lead. Smart play there by Connor. Senior quarterback. Always good to have a senior, especially on the road.
So make it 2nd down and 7 now. Bowers takes the shotgun snap again. He's looking end zone, has his man. Touchdown, Huskies. Mason McNeil coming up with a big grab. Got a step on the secondary, and just like that, we have a tie ball game.
McNeil really using his height advantage right there. Easily had at least 3 or 4 inches over the Hibriten defender, and perfect ball placement by Connor on the throw.
So the Huskies strike quickly. Just a couple of plays is all they need to take it in. Pending the extra point now as we see Richardson come on. He struggled a bit at times this season with extra points, but of course, going back to that Watauga game, hard to fault him when he kicked the game winner.
Absolutely. His field goals have been pretty close, spot on.
Hold the snap. The kick is up. And right down the middle, splits them, and it is good. So the Huskies quickly, wasting no time, less than a minute into this ball game, we already have a 7-6 game. Ashe up by 1, Hibriten unsuccessful. And we saw there Connor Bowers hooking up on the 17-yard pass to Mason McNeil. So this Husky offense looking very good and answer very quickly.
They used that good field position they got from the kick return to their advantage perfectly.
So the Huskies answering quickly in this ball game. And as you said, this has the makings of a track meet already. Huskies coming in as many people figured an underdog in this game by most, probably a couple of scores. But I tell you what, they look ready to play this ball game all the way through and make it a close one.
I think they want to prove a lot of people wrong. I'm sure they've read some talk this week that Hibriten's just going to have their way with them, bigger, stronger, faster. But so far the Huskies step for step with them.
Richardson on to boot this one deep after kicking the extra point for the Huskies. We know what a good leg he has. Always nice to have a great kicking game. If you're Ashe County, that's something they didn't have a super strong game last year. We saw them go to a lot of squib kicks and onside attempts.
We have, but so far, as you said, this year, Kendall's really been able to put that big foot behind it and put the defense out there with good, favorable field position.
He looks to put his big toe into this one. Huskies going to try not to get a return on this one. Looky there, all the way into the end zone for a touchback. So how about that? You don't want to give him a chance to return it, and he'll just say, okay, I'll take this one. He boots it deep in the end zone.
If you've got a good kickoff weapon, that's something any defense likes to see. First of all, they don't have to make a tackle on special teams, and then secondly, their offense is looking at an 80-yard march down the field.
So Hibriten will take over on their first offensive possession of the ball game from their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10. We see Ellis in the gun, man in motion. Here comes the option, and he pitches it over here to the near side. There's Daniels, dangerous. Oh, and a nice hit there by sophomore Tristan Jones, quickly putting him down, a gain of about 7 yards.
Good job by Jones there following the flow of the play. Didn't get caught inside into traffic with the quarterback and makes the tackle.
That's something we saw Reynolds really take advantage of, getting to the outside early in that ball game. But right there, even though he did give up 8 yards, pretty nice job there containing the outside edge.
It was, and definitely gives the defense something to build on there, being able to make a stop on the outside.
So we'll call it a gain of 8, 2nd down and 2. This time the handoff to the left side to Daniels. Still spinning around, fighting forward. It takes 4 Huskies to bring him down as he picks up the 1st down yardage.
Hibriten has a pair of powerful runners. We haven't seen Maxwell carry the ball yet, but there's Daniels again. Just would not go down after the first hit. Took 3 or 4 Huskies to finish the job.
So far for Hibriten, looking to run the ball against Ashe. We've seen them struggle at times against the ground game. And of course, Hibriten with their athletes and big size up front looking to take advantage of that little bit of a weakness for the Ashe County defense. There, though, is no lack of defense. Brandon Blevins, again, we saw this last week doing his best in Dikembe Mutombo impersonation, saying, not in my house.
Absolutely. When you get a good defensive line pressure there, if you can't get to the quarterback, you always need to put those arms up, see if you can knock a pass down, or at least just get in the throwing lane of the quarterback.
And Brandon Blevins, senior defensive lineman, already having a very nice season. Seems to be in on about every play on defense.
He has been one of the key leaders so far.
So now it'll be 2nd down and 10, but blow this one dead as the flags come in. Looks like there might be a false start against this Hibriten offense. We wait from official word. And indeed that is the call, so back them up 5 yards. They'll make it 2nd down and 15 for the Panthers. Ellis certainly a threat himself out of the backfield to keep it, as they like to run this option. As you mentioned, this young man didn't even play football last year.
That's what I was told. He kind of showed up here, decided to play this season, and earned the starting quarterback nod.
Here we see the option, pitches it out on the near side. Being forced out of bounds, we see handling it the first time. Number 35, DeVell Maxwell, the senior. I'll tell you what, all these guys coming out of the backfield for this Hibriten team, nothing small about them. Maxwell listed at 5'9", 196, and we saw Tashawn Daniels earlier listed at 5'9", 199.
Panthers definitely have some powerful runners. They've got some pretty decent size for a 3A team. And so far, Hibriten's been really able to do whatever they want to on the ground.
So here we go, facing an early third down situation. Dropping back to pass is Ellis, and not going to be able to complete this one, thrown just a tad short. And that's going to bring up a fourth down in a punting situation. That time he was looking for Grant Elder. Number 80, Drake Felder, the wideout. So bring on the punting team. And we talked about some injuries last week. Huskies were without Carter Calhoun. He's once again out of action for the Huskies, as well as Jacob Blevins. So a couple of losses there. We'll see how the Huskies can adjust. So far, it hasn't affected them as they moved the ball well in their first offensive possession. This is a line drive punt. Will be downed sort of curiously there by Jamar Ferguson. Looks like that one could have rolled a little bit farther, but he didn't want to take a chance on Ellis returning that one.
Yeah, surprised he didn't let that one roll. It looked like Ellis wasn't really too concerned with picking that one up, but Hibriten just grabbed it as soon as it hit the ground.
So the Ashe County offense comes back onto the field looking to duplicate their quick scoring drive in which they answered Hibriten and actually took the lead. Hibriten unsuccessful on the extra point attempt. Bad snap got away from them. So 7-6 Ashe County in the road white jerseys. Bowers quickly going to the air yet again. Pass is caught going across the middle and hooking up there. We see number 12, Evan Owen, making another nice catch. And I'll tell you what, he's a guy who's really stepped up this season for Ashe County in the absence of now Jacob Blevins and Carter Calhoun, and also with the game that Mason McNeil missed.
He's done a whole lot this year, and pretty much every aspect of the game. We've seen him make some key special teams tackles, made some defensive plays, but he's really proved his worth as a wide receiver.
Second down and 2, ball hits the ground, and Bauer's able to scoop it up, and he's going to be dropped for a loss on the play. And on that one, we see number 9, David Clark, getting there to him. Also number 80, as we mentioned a minute ago, Drake Felder. So loss of a couple for the Huskies brings up about 3rd down and 5s. They're quickly in a 3rd down and medium length situation. See what the Huskies choose to do here. They're going to line up 4 wide. I love that one-on-one matchup on the far side of the field with Mason McNeil. Shotgun snap goes to Bowers. He's looking for McNeil. Pass is caught. Moving it across midfield, still on his feet, and finally wrestled down. Ball comes loose, however, and coming back the other way. And they're going to say, was he down? No, they're going to say it was a fumble, and that's going to cost the Huskies the ball. So a key mistake there, and that's going to give Hibriten great field position.
That was a great route ran by McNeil there, but just got to hold on to that football a little tighter. I'm sure the field conditions a little damp out here. The heavy rains haven't started yet like that has been predicted, but it's been a damp, dreary day all day, and football might have been a little damp right there. And unfortunately for the Huskies, they have to see a drive end on a turnover.
So 1st down and 10. Hibriten will start on the Husky 46-yard line. Looking to go back up in this one, trailing 7-6. Ellis passes there to the far side. Pass is caught. Oh, and a nice hit made by Tristan Jones, the sophomore, coming up with another big-time hit.
Jones really laid some lumber on that one.
Limits them to just a gain of 1, so 2nd down and 9. Not much doing via the air for Hibriten. We haven't seen them really go to the air that much. Husky defense so far looking strong. Only score coming from Hibriten so far in the opening kickoff. Return from 95 yards. Here comes the option. Pitch to the near side. Moving up the field is Daniels. He's down across the 40 and bumped out of bounds. And a nice gain that time on 2nd down and 9.
The option play's been there all night so far for the Panthers.
That's going to be right at 1st down yardage. We'll see whether they give them the first or if it will be 3rd and inches. And we're going to get an official timeout, and they're going to bring on the chain gang to measure this one early on in this ball game. Both teams been moving the ball fairly well. Hibriten was forced to punt their first offensive possession. Ashe, we saw them quickly answer the opening kickoff return for a touchdown, putting together a quick drive of their own and punching it in for 6. Extra point has them the lead, and as they stretch this one out, yeah, they got it by a football length, so move the chains for the Panthers, and that'll keep this drive alive. 1st and 10. Mark it down at the 36-yard line now. So we hear from the loudspeakers here, rolling on down the field. First down. Man in motion. This time the handoff goes to Daniels on the left side. Fighting forward. Flags do fly, however. Did pick up about 5-6 yards on the ground. We'll see who this flag is going to be against. That's going to be against Hibriten. That's going to back them up. I believe that was a holding penalty. So a costly error there, moves it all the way back to the 44-yard line. Hibriten trying to keep this drive going. I think first down and 18 now, so good ways to go for that first down marker. Man in motion again, this time handoff straight up the gut, and he is met quickly by Baker. Ball comes loose. Huskies say they have it, and yes, they do. So the Huskies quickly pounce on that one and force a turnover of their own.
How about that? Jason Baker causes the fumble, and his brother Sean picks it up.
So the Baker boys getting in on the action in this ball game. We know they like to lay some big hits on some players. They also have a nose for coming up with that football.
Absolutely. They've both proven they can really come up with some fumbles. And so far, neither one of them's picked off a pass this year, but don't count them out just yet.
So now we see the Husky offense quickly back onto the field. 1st and 10, starting from their own 42-yard line. Sky Sullivan gets the carry for the first time tonight and picks up some nice yardage there on first down. Gets it out there to about the 47-yard line. Gain of about 5. We talk about these sophomores coming up and playing some pivotal roles for Ashe County. And another one to watch out for certainly is Colin Ellis. 2nd down and 5, we'll call it. 4 wide set for the Huskies. 2 to the left and to the right. Bowers dropping back, airing it out all the way this time. And, just out of the reach of Mason McNeil. Looked like he had a step on the defense there cutting across the field.
He did. Look like McNeil was open. Throw just sailed a little bit on Bowers there. And going back to what you were saying about Colin, it's nice to have some sophomores to step up, especially, as you said, with kids like Calhoun and Blevins out tonight. Need the sophomores to step up, especially if you want to pull off a road win against a team the caliber of Hibriten.
After the incomplete pass, brings up 3rd and 5. They'll hand it off to Sullivan, working ahead, gets it up near midfield. Not going to be enough for a first down, so mark him down at the 50. Be a couple of yards shy of the first down marker here on 4th down and 2. Looks like Coach Hampton's going to leave this offense on the field, Nate.
Yeah, he might not be sure who will punt for him tonight either, with Blevins being out. Might feel a little bit safer with just leaving the offense out there and hoping for the best.
So 4th down and 2. Huskies going to go for it. Bowers on play action. Fires it across the middle. Ellis has the catch wide open. He's turning it on up the field. He's at the 15. Gets a nice block from McNeil at the 5. Stretching ahead. And did he get in? Waiting for the signal. Yes, he did. Touchdown, Huskies.
Talk about a great 4th down play design right there. I need a couple yards. Why not just get 50?
So as we see on replay, some nice blocks there downfield. McNeil holding off the defender, and then Colin Ellis stretching forward, reaching for that pylon, and it is enough to give the Huskies a touchdown, about 50 yards on that play. So another big-time play for this Husky offense.
These Huskies continue to show how potent that passing offense can be, especially when Bowers is accurate with his throws.
13-6 now, pinning the extra point. The hold to snap. The kick is up. He pushes this one to the left. No good. But, hey, Ashe County right now up by a touchdown, 13-6. And a bit of a surprise maybe to some of these Hibriten fans.
Absolutely. For Hibriten, they probably didn't expect to see much competition out of the Huskies. Probably hoping for something along the lines of last year, a big blowout win. But right now the Huskies proving their game for just about anything the Panthers are throwing at them.
So officially there, 4 plays and 58 yards. And Bowers once again hooking up with Ellis for the 50-yard touchdown play and showing off once again the big play capability by this Ashe County offense this season, as we've seen so often in the early going this year. As we said before, the theme of this offense, throw, and then throw it a little bit more. Air raid, they like to call it.
Yeah, for Coach Hampton and the Huskies, they have to be pretty happy that they've shown they can make long drives with short passes, but they can also go downfield on a big long pass like that.
As you can see here, the rain's starting to fall with a little bit more force now, so we'll see if this plays a factor in the ball game. Nice kick from Richardson, going to bounce into the end. No, it's going to be fielded at the 1-yard line. Bringing it back out, trying to find some room to operate as Maxwell, working it back now on the far sideline, and finally going to be forced out of bounds, but pretty nice return that time from the big man.
Good return indeed. Looked like the Huskies had him hemmed in there, but Maxwell just shows why he was the team's leading rusher last year. Uses some quickness and acceleration and ends up getting a pretty decent return out of that.
So as Hibriten comes onto the field, we'll take a look at how they've gotten to this point. We talked about both teams undefeated on the season. They have a heavyweight schedule themselves, playing in the 3A, 4A conference along with Watauga and Northwestern. But so far putting up a lot of points, 67-39 over West Iredale, 58 against Wilkes Central, a Mountain Valley school, and also 33 against West Caldwell. We know this team can put up points in bunches.
They can, and they could do that last year. I believe they were the highest scoring team in their conference last season. Would not be surprised to see the same result this year.
You see the option pitch to this side. Flag is down. Bradley Lucas making a very nice tackle. And we'll see what this one probably going to be thrown against Hibriten again in the area of holding, it looks like. No, it's going to be a false start against this offense, so negate the nice play there on first down. And that's going to back them up to the 20-yard line. They'll repeat the play. Make it first down and 15 now as we pull up the Hibriten schedule once again. Of course, a big game. We talk about the nearby Pioneers. That's going to be a big one on October 17th.
That will, and absolutely. The next week against Freedom, I think that game could really come down and decide who wins this conference. Freedom had a long playoff march last year, and I believe them and Hibriten will be the top 2 teams in that division.
This time, no, he keeps it himself, fighting forward, and another flag, though, comes in after the play. That was Trey Ellis on the QB keep. Looks like this one could once again go against the Hibriten Panthers. And that's going to be a holding penalty, so that's going to back them up 10 more yards. And it's going to make it about first down in a country mile, or a quarter of the field to be exact, first down and 25.
It is. The rain may be making it sloppy out there, and the team's following suit, playing a little sloppy as well.
So back them all the way up now to their own 10-yard line, and it will indeed be first down and 25 as we see the rain is continuing to fall. We got to think this might help Hibriten a bit, make that ball a little slick, and they like to run it. Huskies, of course, like to go through the air. Here comes the pass to the near side, and it is complete that time to number 80, Drake Felder, making a nice sliding catch.
Drake Felder gives a nice big target there. Looks like he's measuring in at 6'1", 210 pounds. Good outside target for Trey Ellis to throw to.
So Hibriten picking up some nice yardage there, getting it closer to that original line of scrimmage. Gain of 10, they'll call it on the play. Brings up second down and now 15. For the Huskies, you like your chances keeping them in these long yardage situations. Man in motion, reverse. Now coming up the middle, we see Maxwell. Actually on the counter play, so not much doing there. The Husky defense playing stout in this ball game thus far, Nate.
Ashe makes another smart defensive play right there. Did not bite on any of the misdirection. Had a running back going in one direction, the quarterback headed another, but the little handoff counter towards the line, and the Husky defense right there for the stop.
So they're going to say loss of 1 on the play. Nice job by the Husky defense. Brings up 3rd and 16. See if the Huskies bring the blitz. They're going to drop back. Ellis going to fire it out to the far sideline and over the head of the intended man he was looking for there, Maxwell. And that's going to bring up 4th down and 16. So an obvious punting situation. The Husky defense stands strong.
Ashe gets a big stop here. It'd be nice to see them add on even more points here. We know the Hibriten offense is strong and powerful, but, you know, the weather conditions, that might even it out a little bit. That takes away a little bit of Hibriten's speed advantage. And for the Huskies, though, it might make it a little bit tough to pass, but we'll see if we can get some more points here on this upcoming drive.
Punting team comes onto the field. Colin Ellis, big play man. Back deep to return for Ashe County. This time the ball rolls away, does get it off. Boy, what a nice job there. It's going to be kicked, and he's lucky to even get anything out of that. Not a bad job when all is said and done by Elijah Baker just to get that kick off.
It was. That looked like that had safety written all over it, or maybe even worse if the Huskies could have pulled that ball away. It could have been a touchdown. But instead somehow gets the ball away, and, you know, not a good punt at all, but considering the alternative, Hibriten will be happy with that.
As the Husky offense makes their way back onto the field, we can see they put up a lot of points against North Surrey. Points have been a little harder to come by the last 2 weeks, but a nice 16-13 field goal victory over Watauga, and then 19-3 over Reynolds. Quickly back to the action now. Bowers' pass is caught by Worley, and that's going to be near a first down there for Ashe County, getting inside the 20, already back in red zone territory after the nice field position to start off this drive.
They are. Another young receiver we have there stepping up. Jacob Worley making a play with a couple of our leading receivers out of the ball game. But as you see, looks like there's a penalty flag here. We'll see what the officials have to say.
Yeah, as you caught it there, Nate. Didn't see that on the far sideline. We'll see who this is thrown against as the officials huddle up as we wait to receive word on this penalty. Waiting on word from the head man. It's going to go against Hibriten, so it gives the Ashe offense even more yardage, and Hibriten really digging themselves in a hole early in this ball game.
They are. Definitely not a first quarter they're going to be happy about looking back on this tape this week, next week, whenever the coaches decide to make them look at it. But right now the Huskies hoping to try to take advantage of some of these Hibriten miscues, the penalties and the fumble punt snap. We'll see if Ashe can put something together.
So they're going to call a pass interference despite the catch being made. That'll go against Hibriten, and that will give the Huskies an automatic first down. So they're thinking 6 here, starting to sniff that end zone, moves it down to about the 12-yard line where they will have first down and 10. So really in business now are the Ashe County Huskies, and already I think early in this ball game even they're turning some heads here on this Hibriten home crowd.
They are. You know, it's only the first quarter, but some of the Hibriten fans, they were probably hoping to maybe be able to leave at halftime with a big blowout win for their Panthers, but right now the Huskies having none of that.
Looking end zone, has McNeil in the corner. Did he get the foot down? Oh, the ball comes out, but I tell you what, a perfect pass that time from Connor Bowers. McNeil just unable to hang on to that one. Not sure if he was able to get a foot down, but got to think maybe these rainy conditions played a factor in him not hanging on to that ball.
Tough break there for Ashe. McNeil looked wide open there in the corner, but just could not pull that one in. Might have been worried about getting a foot down, as you said.
So back to the action now. Sullivan this time powering ahead, gets it down there around the 5-yard line. A nice gainer there on the ground by Sky Sullivan, the sophomore tailback. Down inside the 5-yard line, the Huskies will face a third and short situation. So Ashe County showing the willingness to run the ball as well, trying to mix it up a bit on this drive.
They are trying to show Hibriten a little bit of something they haven't shown them yet tonight.
It's a big 3rd down and 3. This time the snap over the head of Bowers. He's just going to have to sit on this one. Unfortunate turn of events for Ashe County. Looking like they were set up for a nice touchdown scoring drive. That's going to move them all the way back to about the 12, 13-yard line. And it looks like Coach Hampton's not going to take any chances on trying to punch this one in. He's going to send on the kicking unit.
Don't blame him there. Richardson, so far this year, he seems to be a little bit more reliable kicking field goals and extra points, as strange as that may sound.
So on 4th and 11, he's going to kick this one from the 20, where they ball spotted on the 13-yard line. Kick is up and splits the uprights. So Richardson coming through again with a nice 30-yard field goal, as that Husky drive did stall. But still a nice job there by Ashe County, moving it 4 plays, 62 yards, and of course capped off, as we just saw, by Kendall Richardson from 30 yards out.
Yeah, anytime you can put up points against a strong offense, just keep building a bit of a lead and hope your defense can hold serve when they're out on the field.
So don't look now, but this Ashe County team up 2 scores, 16-6, late in this first period, making some noise already.
They are really proving a lot of people wrong that thought they might not have a chance coming into this ball game. And probably a lot of the players were motivated by that as well. And some of these guys that were on last year's team that had to handle probably the worst loss they had to face all season long in terms of, just really never being in the ball game. They really wanted to make a statement this year, their senior year, and so far have to be really proud of what they've done.
Yeah, you said it, so far so good for Ashe County, enjoying a 10-point lead now after the field goal from 30 yards out from Richardson. 16-6 is the lead as the rain continues to fall. And he lines up to kick this one deep and gets a nice kickoff once again. Going to be fielded, and the ball comes loose, but quickly recovered there around the 3-4 yard line, trying to find some room up the middle, and nothing doing that time. Going to be wrestled down, I believe, in there on the tackle. We saw Alex Richardson, I think, number 36.
Looks like Hibriten switching it up a little bit right there. Went with sophomore Jamar Ferguson to return that kick. Looks like he might be a little bit quicker than some of their power backs. But the Huskies did a good job and still pulled them down. Not a whole lot to brag about on that return.
Marking it about the 21-yard line. First down and 10 as we see the Panther offense on the field. Time winding down here in this first period. And a quick 10-point hole here, trailing Ashe 16-6. Ellis in the gun, gets the snap. Handoff up the middle. No, he keeps it himself. Bounces to the outside. Nice tackle, though, made by Kenny Reed.
Strong tackle there by Reed. One of the things against an offense like this, your cornerbacks definitely have to be able to tackle, and Reed shows right there. Absolute textbook tackle. Wraps Ellis up and takes him down.
So a 5-yard gainer could have been a lot worse. As you said, great tackling ability shown there by Kenny Reed. We've seen that all season long, playing the part of the departed Matthew Hamilton this season for this Ashe County defense. Ellis gets the snap. This time does hand it off up the middle, trying to bounce around, finding some room to work out across the 30-yard line.
Tackle by Jacob Sawyer.
Not a bad run that time by Tashawn Daniels. Gets it out close to that first down marker. We'll see if they do give him the first down, or if they're going to bring it on and measure it. No, they're going to say he's just a little bit shy, so a big 3rd down and 1. Ashe County would love to get this offense off the field again right here.
See what the defense can do here.
This time running it up the middle. I believe that was just a QB sneak and powering it ahead, and looks like that's going to be plenty for the first down.
Looks like that second effort there really got it. I think he might have slipped a little bit on the snap, but just pushing ahead there through the Husky defensive line, and the Panthers get a first down.
As we said earlier, it doesn't hurt anything to be running behind big number 75, Dan Mitten, 6'4", 363-pound senior.
That helps quite a bit. He can probably knock down a couple Husky players just by leaning forward.
So the Husky defensive line definitely getting a workout just going up against him. And that's going to do it as time runs out at the end of the first quarter. Ashe County turning heads, up 16-6 here from Lenoir at Hibriten High School. The Huskies looking to come in here and play the spoiler against Hibriten as they lead it 16-6 at the end of one here. Stay tuned in for second quarter action on the Sky Zone HD Game of the Week.
When it comes to insuring your home, business, automobiles, and property, you want an agency you can depend on. Miller Insurance has been serving this region for more than 60 years and are proud to now represent Everett Cash Mutual, which specializes in insuring farm property, equipment, livestock, and more. Before you renew your insurance policies, give us a call at 336-246-7151 or come see us in downtown West Jefferson. Miller Insurance is proud to be your hometown insurance agency that supports our hometown teams.
And welcome back into Hibriten High School in Lenoir, North Carolina for tonight's Friday night football matchup. Ashe County Huskies and the Hibriten Panthers both coming in undefeated in this matchup. And after one, it's been Ashe County in more of a dominating fashion. 16-6 they lead, as Hibriten will start off here with the ball in the second quarter. Trying to keep this drive alive as we see quarterback Ellis cutting it up back up the field, making some nice moves. Still on his feet. He's across midfield. Kenny Reed's chasing at the 35-30. Still on his feet, but they're going to say he was finally forced out of bounds. And I'll tell you what, Ellis is a very dangerous weapon out of this backfield in his own right.
Big play for Hibriten to open up this second quarter. Might be the momentum builder they need to try to get back in this ball game. Of course, only down 10 points, and with as powerful as an offense they have, not too big of a hurdle to overcome there. But the Husky defense, they can still get a stop here, maybe force a field goal attempt or get a turnover on downs.
Let's mark this one all the way down to the 24-yard line as we get a quick official timeout. And we thank you once again for tuning in here tonight for some more Friday night football action as the rain falls down here at Hibriten High School. Ashe leading 16-6. Tyler Ashe alongside Nathan Ham. Glad to bring you the Sky Zone HD Game of the Week. And, of course, this game brought to you by Miller Insurance, proud sponsor of Husky football. Glad to have them on board once again. So what has so far been a perfect season for the Huskies record-wise. Hibriten also sporting an undefeated record. This time, handoff goes to Daniels, and he is stopped immediately in the backfield. No room to work that time as the ground attack is snuffed out.
Good job there by Jason Baker and Josh Hamilton, stopping that play before he got any momentum at all.
So this Husky defense coming up with another big play, going to force them into second down and about 11. Ball just on the Hibriten side of the 25-yard line. So far, we've seen Ashe County been able to go toe-to-toe with the bigger school. As many people expected more of a mismatch in this ball game. Ashe County, though, looking strong so far in this ball game. And there's another strong defensive play made by this Husky defensive unit.
Looks like Hamilton and Baker in there once again. Maybe Hunter Barnes coming in there as well to finish off that hit. As you said, another strong defensive play against the quick rushing attack from the Panthers.
So no gain that time, and it'll bring up a big third down and 11 situation for Hibriten. Haven't had a lot of success at all on these third down situations. Ashe County looking to keep that trend going. What could be a big turn of events here. Hibriten getting deep into Ashe County territory. They'd like to keep them from getting any closer to that end zone. This time Ellis dropping back, fires it downfield. Pass is caught and immediately tackled by a pack of Huskies. But not a bad job making the catch there in traffic, number 80, Drake Felder.
That'll set up a manageable fourth down here. We'll see if they want to kick it or go for it.
Fourth down and around 3.5 yards or so to pick up the first. We'll see if they choose to kick this one or go for it. It's officially going to be marked 4th down and 4. Looks like that offense is going nowhere, so they're hoping to have the same luck the Huskies did on a 4th and short situation and put it in. Some gutsy calls here. They want to try to put 7 up and not leave it to a field goal chance. This time going to the air again, and Cook hooking up with Felder. And another nice catch is made. Bradley Lucas, though, making the tackle, but not before they pick up a first down.
Felder really does a good job of getting into open space. And if there's not open space, uses that big body to clear some room. And right there just pulls down the big grab to get the first down.
So that's going to bring up a 1st and goal now. So they get it inside the 10, mark it at the 9-yard line. Hibriten looking to inch back closer into this one, trailing by 10 as we start off this second period, putting together a very nice drive. Ellis with the man in motion. Handoff goes to Daniels, cutting it back up the field, refusing to go down, and he's in. Touchdown, Panthers. My goodness, Tashawn Daniels refusing to go down and bowling his way through that Husky defense and takes it in for 6.
And Daniels right there definitely not going to be denied. Really put the Hibriten rushing team on his back on that little run.
So Hibriten gets their second touchdown, first one by this offensive unit tonight, a bit surprisingly maybe to a lot of these folks here, and including yours truly. But a nice drive put together. Now they're going to go for a 2-point conversion. So a big play here. See if the Huskies can keep them out of that end zone. As we see Ellis rolling out wide open, though, on the near side and caught. for a 2-point conversion to Felder. And, boy, he hooked up with him 2 or 3 times on that drive, and he put together a very nice play there.
Hibriten showing some good balance offensively. The first few times they've really gotten that pass offense working.
And they were able to march it down the field that time. Took them 8 plays to move it 78 yards. And Tashawn Daniels capped it off with a 9-yard touchdown run, as we see Hibriten cutting it into this lead now, 16-14. Quickly showing that despite being down by 10 at the end of 1, they're not going to go away anytime soon as they get quickly back into this ball game, now only trailing by 2.
Second quarter score, South Caldwell 14, AC Reynolds 0.
Rain continues to fall as we move our way here early in this second quarter.
Kicking off for Hibriten, number 10, Trey Ellis. Back deep for the Huskies.
A bit surprisingly hasn't affected these offensive units on the field. Already 30 points scored, and we're just a couple minutes into this second period, so points coming early and often for both of these teams. We see a short kickoff going to be fielded once again by Bradley Lucas. Trying to find some room and still on his feet, and this is going to set up Ashe County with another nice field position as they start off this drive.
Hibriten apparently doesn't mind giving Ashe good field position with their kicks. The second short kick in a row, and Lucas has picked the ball up and made some good, solid return yardage out of it.
We know he's a man, once he has the ball, can be dangerous. Last year was really utilized out of the tight end slot. We don't see that so much this season as the Huskies go with 4 wideouts. But certainly he's a force on defense. Bowers dropping back, airing it out deep down the field, has his man. It is caught by Jacob Worley and moves it deep into Hibriten territory. He's going to get it all the way down inside the 15-yard line. And, man, what an outstanding catch there as we see on instant replay.
Yeah, these Hibriten defensive backs have really struggled all night long with pretty much any Ashe receiver out there, and Worley makes the big catch deep downfield. Nice little route drawn up there by Coach Hampton and the offense.
Working quickly now, trying to keep Hibriten on their heels defensively. Bowers has his men lined up, 4 wide set again, shotgun snap, dropping back. Rolling out this time, throwing on the run. Pass is caught by Sullivan. Drops it off to the man out of the backfield, and he's going to get it down to the 10-yard line, so not a bad play there despite the pressure on Connor Bowers.
It was. Good job getting the ball out of his hands to a short target. Might just get him a few yards, but it's a lot better than taking a sack or forcing a throw into coverage.
So spot it right on the 10-yard line. 2nd down and 5. Ashe County showing this 4 wide set again. Trips to the to the right on the near side of the field. Bowers dropping back, looking to the far side. Pass has his man, but it is underthrown. He was looking for junior wideout Mason McNeil. That time didn't get quite enough on that one. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 5 for Ashe County.
Looked like the ball might have slipped a little bit coming out of his hands there. Couldn't tell for sure, though.
Actually going to be 3rd down and 6. And we're going to have a timeout called by Ashe County. First timeout by either squad. As Coach Hampton wants to bring his men over there, huddles them up, and talk about this play. Nate, what are you looking for if you're this Ashe County team right now?
Wouldn't be surprised to see them get one of their receivers over for a little short route to at least pick up the 1st down. But they might go for it all here, try to get a play into the end zone. Hibriten's really struggled to defend pretty much everything the Huskies have thrown at them so far.
Yeah, we know how dangerous these Husky receivers can be in open space. You might say maybe a screen play. We've seen that work, especially against Watauga. Ellis coming across the middle. He's certainly a weapon. We've already seen him take it in from 50 yards, making a nice reception, and then, of course, yards after catch, making the most out of those. As the Huskies will get ready to come back onto the field now. 3rd down and about 6, they're going to call it now from the 10-yard line. Leading in this one 16-14. Now they've switched things. We see McNeil on the near side, 3 wide to the left. He's looking that way. Pass is overthrown that time as we saw the screenplay being drawn up for Jacob Worley, the wide receiver. And now here we see another 4th down and medium length situation for Ashe County. If you're Coach Hampton, do you bring on that kicking unit?
I would probably kick it here. Richardson's shown he's got the foot to do it, but it looks like that offense staying out on the field.
No hesitation from Coach Hampton, leaving Bowers on the field. 4th down and 6 from the 10. Big-time situation here for the Huskies, looking to tack on another touchdown. Bowers this time going to tuck and run, looking for the end zone, and he's in. Touchdown, Ashe County Huskies. The senior QB sees open field and just punches it in himself.
And that's why I'm not the coach. Don't blame him at all for going for the touchdown. Hampton gets paid the bucks to make that decision.
And a great call it was that time. Bowers, nobody really open, and he sees some open field here on the near side. That's what you get kind of with that open space with the one-on-one matchup. And instead of passing it into traffic and risking not getting it in, he just decides to take it himself, says, hey, I got this, coach, and he takes it in from 10 yards out. 22-14 now, as now we see Richardson come on for the extra point. The hold, snap, the kick is no good. So Richardson cannot convert there, but Ashe County will stay up by 8, 22-14, and another nice drive put together by this Ashe County offense, taking it down the field in 5 plays, 55 yards, and of course capping it off there, senior QB Connor Bowers. He also had a very nice drive, passing the ball there, 2 out of 4 through the air as you see on screen, and accounted for all 55 yards of this Husky offense, and it really carried his team downfield.
Yeah, Bowers hit the open man, and even the throws he missed on a little bit, they were wide open. He was making the good read, but right there, big response for the Huskies. Hibriten just scored. Ashe takes it right down the field. And how about another big scoring play on a 4th down?
Some of the situations that you generally don't like to see your team get in on these 4th down situations. Huskies are 2 for 2 with 2 touchdowns in those chances here tonight.
Yeah, something you have to feel pretty good about. Maybe luck will be on your side a little bit tonight.
So 22-14 as Ashe County really putting up points in bunches here as they have throughout most of the season. And we have another shootout on our hands here tonight already. 36 points scored between these two teams. Kickoff by Richardson. It's a good one. Will be fielded about the 4-yard line by Daniels, trying to make the magic happen again. This time, though, going to be wrapped up finally. Boy, he's still on his feet as he is finally knocked down, although forward progress was stopped a couple of seconds before it was whistled. Nice contained there by the Ashe County defense, not letting him take that one back for 6.
And good job there by number 85. Looked like Helmer Alvarez hanging in there, not letting him go at all. And the rest of the special teams comes in there and finishes off that tackle.
Also in on that, as we've seen on special teams a lot this season, junior number 27, Sam Hudler, helping put the finishing touches on that stop. So 1st and 10 as we see Hibriten come back onto the field in offense, trailing by 8. Not bad starting field position here from their own 27. There's the handoff that time to Maxwell, twisting around, still on his feet. Huskies trying to bring him down, still no luck, and he will eventually be wrestled out of bounds, but not before he picks up the 1st down and then some.
Powerful run once again by Maxwell, and you can see Coach Hampton over there wanting his players to wrap up on tackles and hit low.
So moves it all the way across midfield down to the 45-yard line of Ashe County to be exact, and quickly Hibriten's going to be threatening once again with a huge gain that time on 1st down. Showing the ability to move the ball and how they were able to put up 67 points in a Week 1 win. Hibriten at times has looked very strong here tonight, still trying to get their mojo working offensively as we see them line up now in an I formation. Ellis. Play action. Oh, did hand it off, but the Husky defense wasn't fooled, unlike yours truly. And a nice stop there. No gain on the play. We're going to drop him back for a loss, actually. Defense standing pretty strong here for Ashe County so far in this one. That'll be a loss of 1. Makes it 2nd down and about 11 now. Rain continues to fall heavy here at Hibriten High School. So far, though, playing no part offensively for these two teams, or not hindering them, I should say. Here's the option, and there's the toss out here to Maxwell, finding some room on the outside. Stiff arms a Husky defender, and finally going to be bumped out of bounds that time by number 52, Sean Baker. But that's going to be another 1st down for this Panther offense.
Another powerful run from the fullback there. Could not tell who he stiff-armed there, but that might have left a mark on the backside.
refusing to go down, as you said there. Strong run, to say the least, by Maxwell. So many power backs for this Panthers offense. Really looking to wear down this Husky defensive unit. Ellis in the gun. Here's another option, this time to the right side. And is going to try to keep it himself, pick up some yardage, cuts it back upfield, and Baker in on the tackle once again, this time on the opposite side, also joined in by Kenny Reed. I believe Blevins may have held him up a bit as well. But still, all in all, not a bad game that time on first down by this Panthers offense. Anytime you can pick up 5, you're going to take that all day long. If you're Coach Clay Lewis, you like to see that out of your quarterback.
Absolutely. Looked like he couldn't decide if he wanted to keep it or pitch it. But can't blame him there for keeping it. It looked like Maxwell was pretty covered up on that. He takes it forward, gets 5 yards.
Always nice to have such a weapon there with the dual threat quarterback. And this time Daniels refusing to go down and finally going to be stood up after he was able to shrug off number 28 Tristan Jones. But we do see flags fly. This could go against Hibriten, may back him up a few yards. Still waiting on confirmation from the head referee.
Illegal shift against the Panthers.
Illegal shift they're going to call against Hibriten. So that's going to back them up 5 yards. And we will redo second down. Back to the original line of scrimmage now, second down and 10. So negate the nice gainer that time. High formation once again now being shown by Hibriten. Rolling out on the near side, Ellis throwing on the run, has his man nearly intercepted. It was tipped away by Hunter Barnes, just a bit high for him, but nevertheless, a great job breaking up that pass play.
Yeah, it looked like 2 Huskies had a chance at the interception there. Barnes knocks it away, and it looked like Zach Uten making a dive for it there. Good job by the Husky defense being in coverage. See what the Panthers have in store on this third down.
Coach Hampton, you got to like what you're seeing out of your defense. These last couple of plays as they've put Hibriten in a 3rd and long situation with 3rd and 10 on the Husky 30-yard line. Ellis fakes the handoff, rolling out to the far sideline. He's going to throw on the run, looking to the end zone, and he has it. Hooks up with his man for a touchdown, and what a nice play that time as he hooks up once again with Felder.
Felder, big play target, and showing once again the Huskies having a hard time containing him at 6'1", 210 pounds. Hibriten answers right back once again. Looks like they probably line up here to go for 2, trailing by 2 here halfway through the second quarter.
Yeah, it makes sense if you are Hibriten. Even if you don't connect on this 2-point conversion, still a field goal gets you the lead. And Coach Lewis says, hey, why not? Let's go for 2. He sends that offense onto the field for the 2-point conversion attempt. Ellis with Maxwell behind him, throwing, and incomplete as the ball bounces. So the 2-point conversion is no good. Nice job by the Huskies there, not giving up the points to tie it as they hang on to the lead by the slimmest of margins, 22-20 now. And we see that nice drive put together, I should say. 6 plays, 73 yards, and of course a big-time play to put it into the end zone, capping that one off. 30-yard TD pass from Ellis to Drake Felder.
And that throw, very nice throw by Ellis, right on the money to Felder. Caught the Husky defense napping just a little bit on that one.
Yeah, I think they were looking for the run. And with this option attack, you never know what you're going to get, as Ellis really has run this to perfection offensively tonight so far for Hibriten. So making a game of it at Hibriten seems like, and Ashe both, every time one scores, the other team's able to put together a nice drive and answer in very quickly.
We can hope it's like this the whole night. Nothing like a good, high-scoring football game for entertainment.
Yeah, this has the makings of the 50-42 barn burner we saw first game of the year for Ashe County against North Surrey. Get no complaints from this announcer. If we see that here again tonight, so far looking the part of that game is once again, boy, you can just see it up here and feel it. The rain coming down in heavy and hard right now in this second period.
Happy to be up here in the press box.
Exactly. And here we see an onside kick attempt. Ball bounces loose, It looks like the Huskies were able to recover that one. Of course, you see this Hibriten sideline saying they have it. Of course they would, but boy, that was nearly danger that time for Ashe County coming up with it. Number 40, that time Caleb Sexton having some good hands to come up with that ball.
And good job by Sexton there paying attention. Hibriten trying to pull some tricks out of the bag, go with the onside kick, but Sexton right there for the recovery.
I'll tell you what, Coach Lewis, this game showing he's not afraid to take some chances and giving the Huskies some great field position as he's done so once again. Huskies starting off this time on their own 43-yard line. First down handoff goes to Sullivan, fighting hard up the middle, not much doing that time. Able to pick up maybe a couple. Boy, I tell you what, this rain really starting to come down now, as was predicted. I was hoping it might miss us, but forecasters were right as we see some raining so hard it's raining cat and dogs right now, Nate.
It is. Looks like they're going to have to sweep the field of some felines and doggies out there.
Hope you brought your EpiPen if you're allergic to animals, because this cat and dog rain coming down in heavy fashion now as we see the pass going to the far sideline, this time a little short, looking in the way of Colin Ellis. Nice defense, though, by the Hibriten secondary.
Looked like number 43 there, Elijah Baker, had Ellis pretty much wrapped up there. Unfortunately, the pass not really close either way, but Huskies have one more chance here. Maybe we can pick up a first down, keep this drive going.
So 3rd down and 8, your own 45-yard line. Bowers dropping back, looking to go on the near side. McNeil extends out, can't quite hang on to it as it hits him in the hands. And, boy, you talk about some heavy rainfall coming down here as we see on the track, getting close, plenty of water down here.
We are. It looks like water everywhere. Cheerleaders probably not enjoying it as much as, players and coaches are. Fans definitely not enjoying it, but a lot of them get to bring their umbrellas and whatnot, so they're probably going to be all right. But look like cheerleaders probably not enjoying it quite as much.
Tell you what, a good crowd on hand for this matchup despite the rain. As we see umbrellas popping up. 4th down and 8 now. Huskies bring on the punting unit. As we see McNeil having to do the punting duties here tonight. Boy, it's a nice kick, though. Rolls all the way down inside the Hibriten 10-yard line. And right now he's saying, Jacob who? I can do a pretty good job punting the ball myself, Coach.
Absolutely. When your backup punter comes in and knocks one inside the 10, that's got to make Coach Hampton and the rest of the team feel pretty good.
I'll tell you what, we end up seeing some relay swimming out here before it's all said and done. It looks like a swimming pool on this track next to the field down here at Hibriten. As we get closer to halftime now. Both teams, though, putting up a lot of points. It's hard to see the field now from up here in the press box. 22-20 Ashe County after a nice punt by McNeil. Hibriten starting this one off from their own 9-yard line. And their ball hits the deck. And quickly pouncing on it, we see out of the backfield Maxwell. However, flags did fly. Looks like this one's going to go against Hibriten. And the Towel boys and girls are certainly going to get a workout right now, Nate.
Yeah, Tyler, you'll have to keep us updated on when the aquatic events start.
Great weather down here if you're a duck or a frog right now. Not so much if you're a football player out there on these marshy conditions right now on that field. So the penalty goes half the distance to the goal. Here's the pitch, and it's a nice gainer that time, though, getting out across the 10-yard line. Carrying the ball, we see Montel Killian. First time we've called his name tonight, the senior running back. Picking up some nice yardage, just more and more weapons out of this backfield for Hibriten.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say Hibriten just keeps pulling running backs maybe out of the crowd or somewhere. They've got them everywhere.
So bring up a big 3rd down and 7 situation. Ashe County going to keep Hibriten on their heels and maintain this 2-point advantage, working their way through this second period. You know, they'd love nothing more than to go up at halftime. Nice catch is made, and then picking up the first yardage, and then a few. Elijah Baker making a nice catch out of the backfield, the 5'9" senior, and that's going to be enough to move the chains. So Hibriten really were pinned back against their own end zone there after the penalty at their own 5-yard line, but now have worked their way quickly out to the 27-yard line, 1st down and 10.
Trey Ellis really showing he is a passing threat for this offense. Of course, they run the ball probably 80% of the time, but when you can pull out some passes like that, it keeps teams honest.
Oh my, fakes the handoff up the middle, then pitches it to the outside, picking up the first down and then some as Maxwell all the way out to about the 40-yard line, as right now Hibriten's starting to run rampant over this Husky defense.
They are. Looks like the sloppy field positions might be helping the Panthers just a little bit more than it was going to help the Huskies, especially with this running attack. Was hoping the rain might slow them down a little bit, but looks like Hibriten's more than prepared for these wet field conditions.
Yeah, the torrential rain continues now. Hard to even see the field from here in the press box. This time the pitch goes on the near side, and we see Killian getting the ball once again. And he's going to get out across the 45, picks up about 6-7 yards. Another nice gain on the ground. Bring up 2nd down and 4 now. Hibriten marching their way down the field. Have already moved this ball over 40 yards on this drive after being pinned on their own 5-yard line. Ellis sends Maxwell in motion and goes out to that side as well. This time he's going to keep it. And, oh, man, unloading the boom that time we see number 52, Sean Baker.
It is tough to see the field, but we did see that.
I think you may have been able to hear that from up here. Big pop by Baker, unloaded on Ellis. He may have wished he'd have handed that one off that time.
Yeah, he's probably regretting that one.
So another 3rd down situation. Big chance for this Husky defense to come through. 3rd down and 4. Ball on the Panther 46-yard line. Huskies leading 22-20 late in the 2nd period. So far have looked very good in this ball game, going toe-to-toe with the Panthers, and this one's going to be blown dead. I believe we have a timeout, and indeed it is the call, as Coach Lewis wants to talk things over with his Panthers offense. So we see him huddling the men up. Rainy conditions dominating this game right now. 22-20 Ashe County. Tyler Ashe along with Nathan Ham, glad to bring you the action, as the forecasters were right, and the torrential downpours continue here in this 2nd period.
Yeah, it looks like the weatherman unfortunately got this one right. Sometimes, well, let's be honest, a lot of the time he blows the forecast, but this time he unfortunately spot on, and we're thankful to be dry up in the press box, but as you can tell, pretty much everybody else out on the field, they're having to battle the elements.
Looks like a Larry Sprinkle forecast.
It is. Quite a bit more than sprinkled, though.
It's after the timeout, and a fitting song right now being played. Raindrops keep falling on my head. That's an understatement. 3rd down and 4. Ellis coming to the near side, pitches it. Making his way across the 50, picking up 1st down yardage is to Sean Daniels, keeping the drive alive. And moves it into Husky territory down to their 46-yard line. Move those chains yet again. Hibriten showing why they are a favorite in their conference, and also definitely a favorite coming into this ball game, although Ashe County has proven otherwise, leading this one right now by 2 points.
Ashe has been able to answer every single thing Hibriten's thrown at them. We'll see, maybe we can get a stop here before halftime.
Ellis dropping back, looking deep. Can he get rid of it? No, he's going to be chased down and tackled for a loss that time by the big man, number 33, Brandon Blevins, coming up with another huge play as the Husky defense prevails in that one.
Blevins continues to get pressure week in and week out for the Huskies.
Showing why he is so deserving of that captain status that Coach Hampton has bestowed upon him. So count it down, a loss of 2 now, 2nd down and 12. Ashe County continuing to fight hard, coming up with some big plays on defense, refusing to go away. There's screen play, and that one is not going to be held on to on the outside that time. He's looking for Drake Felder, this time unable to hook up with the big wide receiver. Bring up a 3rd down and 12 situation. Gonna have to start pulling towel boys out of the crowd. They're not gonna have enough dry footballs to continue this game.
We'll definitely have to find some more towels.
Where's the nearby laundromat? We may need their services.
Hopefully just a block or two away.
3rd down and 12 now after the incomplete pass. Maxwell in motion. Now the reverse coming on the near side. And 1st down and more is picked up. And he's off to the races. Trey Brown taking it 10-5 and cruises into the end zone. Give Hibriten 6 more.
And how about another running back they found again? This one a sophomore. And right there just cruising into the end zone. Did not even need those afterburners.
Boy, where does Coach Lewis pull these guys out? Tell you what, more and more weapons coming out from this offensive unit for Hibriten as they now lead Ashe County 26-22, and it looks like they're going to go for a 2-point conversion. Looking to make this a 6-point ball game. At least make the Huskies have to work for an extra point attempt. Regardless of the outcome here, let's see. That's going to be a timeout for Hibriten as Coach Lewis wants to talk this one over with his offensive unit. They converted 1 2-point conversion already, unsuccessful in their last attempt, however. And that's where we stand now, 26-22. Ashe County's also missed a couple of extra point opportunities. But both teams have been able to move the ball well on offense, especially Hibriten in this second period.
They have been. Unfortunately, the Husky defense just really couldn't do much with them on this drive. We'll have a little bit of time left for the offense here before the half. Maybe we can retake the lead before we go into the halftime break.
Yeah, under a minute to go now, so Ashe County would have to work very quickly. They do have 2 timeouts left, however, as we see a lot of vehicles making their way out of here as the rain continues to fall. Heavy downpours starting especially here in this second period. It hasn't been able to slow down either of these offensive units. Already 48 points scored between these two squads. Both of them showing why they will be dangerous throughout this season. I formation now, 2-point conversion attempt. Maxwell gets the handoff and skips over the downed offensive and defensive lineman and gets it in for the 2-point conversion.
Ashe County 22.
And as you see on screen, the drive summary, 7 plays and 90 yards. And, of course, capped off by a 40-yard touchdown run by Trey Brown. As they continue to pull out more and more weapons out of this backfield for this Panthers offense as they take the lead now by 6 points, 28-22 over the Ashe County Huskies. And time really running out here in this second quarter. We'll see what the Huskies can do. Of course, they will be getting the ball coming out of half, so that's another advantage that the Huskies do have. Boy, I tell you what, they'd love nothing more to be able to put together a nice drive here, march it down, get some points on the board, and then get the ball back at halftime.
Yeah, that'd be a good thing for the offense, especially with the way Hibriten has seemed to found its offensive stride. But one thing for sure, the Huskies will not quit in this ball game, and of course it helps to have a lot of kids not having to play both ways against a little bigger program in Hibriten. Right now, Huskies lining up for the kick return. Not a whole lot of time, but in this game, you really don't need a whole lot of time to score, as Hibriten showed on the first kick of the game. Ran it back 95 yards for the score.
And curiously, another onside kick attempt. Ashe County able to hang on to this one as well. Hibriten maybe getting a little greedy here before they head into the locker rooms, keeping Ashe on their toes on this return game. And they just continue to refuse to boot this one deep and give Ellis a chance to return it.
Yeah, which is equally as dangerous because that puts the ball in Connor Bauer's hands.
This is Ashe County offense coming back onto the field, trailing by 6 once again now. Saw them trail early in this one, 6-0, looking to answer again. Time definitely against them to get points on the board before we go to the break. And pass deep down the field is caught, and he has the first down and then some, moving it well into Hibriten territory. And that's just the play you would like to see from this Ashe County offense. Colin Ellis making another huge reception.
Another big catch over the middle for the young sophomore. Gets Ashe right down into scoring territory.
And the Ashe County Huskies quickly call a timeout to stop that clock. Trying to get some more points on the board, and they're definitely within scoring range now. Down, the ball is marked at the Panthers' 29-yard line as we see Coach Hampton gathering his offensive players around, trying to draw up the perfect play, so to speak, here for this situation. Just a few ticks left on this clock. Points coming in bunches in this first half. So glad to have you tuned in on the action here as the rain continues to pour down here at Hibriten High School, not making for the best of conditions for the fans or really anyone, the players included. But neither team refusing to quit in this game as each one's been able to answer the other one in their scoring drives. Huskies looking to keep that trend going late in this second quarter. So 1st and 10 after the TO. The Hibriten 29-yard line. Bowers in the shotgun set, dropping back, looking end zone for McNeil, but some miscommunication that time, but also some nice defense.
It was. McNeil looked like double covered right there. Wasn't even looking for the football. Might have been a miscommunication, as you said.
That was number 34, Monty Simmons Jr., and also number 28, Montel Killian with the double coverage. As we see on that clock, 1 second, Nate, so the Huskies have time for one more play. If you're Coach Hampton, what are you drawing up for this offense?
Well, you're just going to try to throw one into the end zone, hope one of your kids can come down with it, or maybe, get a little gutsy, set up a screenplay. You never know.
2nd down and 10 as we hear the time expire. Looking on that far sideline, pass is caught, and a flag also flies. That was received by number 12, Evan Owen, making the falling catch. There is a flag. Of course, time did expire. We'll see what the call is here by the officials, whether it was a defensive or offensive penalty, and whether or not we have any time left in this half, or if that's going to be our halftime score, 28-22 Hibriten.
Of course, if it is a defensive penalty, the game can't, or the half can't end on one, so Ashe will have one untimed play here, but so far the ref's not really signaling anything.
Yeah, still, as you said, they're waiting on word. See the referees talking it over there on the far sideline with Coach Brian Hampton of the Ashe County Huskies.
That probably indicates it is on Hibriten, but still not sure what the penalty might be.
We'll see if we're going to get word here from the official. And it is going to go against Hibriten in the area of pass interference. They're going to say it is declined. And if that's the case, it'll be halftime, correct?
Yeah, not sure why Coach Hampton would want to turn that penalty down when he would get one extra play. And it looks like the refs talking that over as well. Look like they might have misunderstood Coach Hampton on that one.
So a timeout on the field as Coach Hampton's going to talk things over with his guys. And, of course, Coach Lewis also going to be speaking with his players on this Hibriten sideline. So a bit of confusion here as we in this exciting first half. Hibriten on top right now, 28-22, and we're going to see if we're going to have another play. And from the looks of it, it appears both teams are staying out on the field. The referees have not signaled anything yet. If you're just tuning in here, time has expired, but there was a defensive penalty called, and as Nathan said just a moment ago, half cannot end on a defensive penalty, which is what the call was on the field, a pass interference against Hibriten. And now officials having a word here with Coach Lewis. I'm not sure if he's too happy about the call on the field, giving these guys a chance, this Husky offense, I should say, to put more points on the board.
No, he was probably hoping to go ahead and head off to the locker room, but it looks like he's going to need one more stop from his defense to keep this 6-point lead.
And we are going to have another play, so an untimed down. So the pass interference call will be accepted. So 15-yard penalty will mark the ball down at the 15-yard line. And the Huskies will have the one untimed down as they're going in the 4-wide set. Bowers in the gun and drops back to pass. Whistles blow again. Was there a flag call? No. They're going to say this was a timeout. So the previous timeout called was an official TO, and this is Ashe County's third and final timeout. Coach Hampton maybe just wanting to see what Hibriten was throwing at him defensively.
Yeah, he probably did. Wanted to see how they were going to line up especially and see if maybe we send something different out there and try to catch Hibriten with a mismatch somewhere.
Tell you what, Ashe County, very impressive in this first half. Now they're trailing on the scoreboard right now, 28-22, but you've got to be happy with this effort we're seeing from this Husky offense and defensive units, neither refusing to back down in this matchup as they came in here as, really heavy underdogs.
Yeah, you have to be pleased. They've really left it all out on the field, especially here in this second quarter. Hibriten's made a good run at them, but the Huskies have not folded under the pressure. And should be a really exciting second half. Maybe we can pull something off here and take the lead going into the half. But either way, we will get the ball first. And, so far, 50-point score total? So should be an exciting third and fourth quarter.
So now for the untimed down from the 15-yard line. Maybe see a bit of trickery here from the Huskies. We'll find out. Bowers dropping back, feeling the heat. And he's going to be sacked on the play, bringing him down. There we see number 50. That time Mark Wilson, of course, making the first contact. Drake Felder. How many times have we called that guy's name here in this first half? On offense, now on defense.
Yeah, Felder, he's played a terrific second quarter, especially making a couple big grabs. But right there on defense, big sack of the quarterback to end the half.
So that is where we will stand, 28-22. Hibriten in the lead as they head to the locker rooms. Stay tuned in for what should be an exciting second half here on Sky Zone HD Game of the Week.
When it comes to insuring your home, business, automobiles, and property, you want an agency you can depend on. Miller Insurance has been serving this region for more than 60 years and are proud to now represent Everett Cash Mutual, which specializes in insuring farm property, equipment, livestock, and more. Before you renew your insurance policies, give us a call at 336-246-7151 or come see us in downtown West Jefferson. Miller Insurance is proud to be your hometown insurance agency that supports our hometown teams.
And welcome back into tonight's edition of Friday Night Football here on Sky Zone HD Channel 1 from Hibriten High School. Tyler Ashe alongside Nathan Ham. Nate, as exciting that first half was, and as much as we were looking forward to that second half, unfortunately, we will not be seeing any more football here tonight.
Unfortunately, it's going to be ruled a no contest, which means it doesn't really affect either team. As you said, would have been really fun to see the second half, but of course, the safety for the players, fans, and everyone involved, that's the utmost important, and can't really blame them for calling off the rest of tonight's ball game.
Yeah, with the storms around and some lightning flashes there during halftime, certainly don't want to take a chance on anyone being injured or anything like that, fans and players, coaches alike. And unfortunately, as we said there, no more football will be played here tonight. As you said, no contest, which means what exactly, Nate?
Won't count for either team as a loss. Won't help them with a win either for playoff purposes. But most importantly, won't count against them. And since Hibriten's a 3A team, we're a 2A team. Pretty much doesn't really affect anything for either team. Just a good fun half of football. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see how it ended.
I'll tell you what, both teams can really take a lot away from this matchup as the Huskies, I think they really may have proved a lot of doubters wrong in this one and showed that they are legit this year and are ready to make some noise as they're going to have a bye week and get into conference play.
Yeah, without a doubt that we've proven that we have the athletes, especially this year's team, maybe not teams in the past, but this year we could get up and down the field with about anybody we're going to have to match up with, especially here in conference play.
So both teams there, as you see on screen for our football matchup card, they will actually both stay at 3-0, so the perfect season's still intact. We were talking earlier one of these teams would be coming away with a loss, but that is not the case here unusually, as both teams will still come out with perfect marks, and this perfect season for the Ashe County Huskies continues at least for one more week.
Absolutely, and the way the conference schedule lines up, the next game with Allegheny, they're both looking like they're going to be undefeated. Allegheny ahead big over South Stokes at last check. So this first conference game going to be a whole lot for both teams.
And with the game being called a no contest, none of the stats will transfer over from this ball game. But as you can see on screen, Nate, as we talked about, a lot of things to be happy about if you're Ashe County, especially Connor Bowers. Man, he scored 3 touchdowns in this ball game. His great season just continues.
Absolutely. His passing not as accurate as has been in the past, just barely over 50% there. But nonetheless, 184 yards, 2 scores, and adding a rushing touchdown. And also look at Colin Ellis, another big performance from the sophomore, a couple grabs, 78 yards, and a score.
And then, of course, not to be forgotten, always the guy on defense. He's been the leading tackler every night, and even through one half. Hey, why not again? Tristan Jones came up with unofficially 8 tackles in this ball game. And, of course, other guys on the defense making big plays, as always. Brandon Lucas, Brandon Blevins, and the Baker boys, just to name a few, all had very nice games here for the Huskies. And as we said earlier, really turned some heads in this ball game, I believe, and could potentially set up an undefeated matchup. As we said, Allegheny leads South Stokes at last check, and could potentially have a big conference game, first one of the year.
Absolutely. It also a good little rivalry game. You know, the rivalry's kind of weakened here in years past once they left our conference for a little while, and you know, we combined high schools, wasn't all the 1A schools again, but Allegheny's back in the conference, and it looks like their football program is certainly back to a strong level, and this first game should be a battle of a pair of undefeated programs.
Yeah, as we take a look there at the upcoming Ashe County schedule, you said it, and maybe it's a little premature, but I'm sure a lot of people are thinking it. How about a potential undefeated regular season for this Ashe County team? How big would that be?
Yeah, that's a lot to think about, and a lot of games left to be played. Of course, if you ask Coach Hampton about it, he would just laugh at you because, you know, this team's got to take every game one step at a time. But, you know, a lot of things really match up in our favor. None of the Wilkes schools really looking that strong this year. May come down to that Halloween night matchup with Starmount.
Well, we thank you once again for tuning in here tonight on Sky Zone HD Channel 1. Glad to bring you the action. Sadly, we can't bring you the second half due to the no contest ruling of this ball game, but the final check there was 28-22. Hibriten was in the lead. Of course, no stats and nothing official will come from this game. It's like it never even happened, right, Nate?
Yep, unfortunately, that's how it'll go.
So, nevertheless, one of the more entertaining scrimmages I've ever seen then. And that will do it here tonight for our coverage. We thank you once again for tuning in. For Nathan Ham, I'm Tyler Ashe, and everyone at Sky Zone Sports, thanks for watching.